You gotta understand, like, certain men are just happy with getting by on bare minimum, or just happy with accepting, low hanging fruit in terms of, the women that they deal with. So you can't take a man like that and try to drag him up to where you are from a moral perspective. It's gonna be a rough ride. I guarantee you, you're gonna lose yourself before that man turns into the person that you need him to be. So as a woman, you gotta deal with men who are in the same headspace as you. And things gonna be 10 times easier. It's not gonna be as much clashing. It's not gonna be as much like you trying to finish raising him and things of that nature. Like, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be, hey, I'm on this wavelength. We on the same wavelength. Let's progress. Because a lot of times, like, when we get into relationships with people who we not aligned with, we spend so much time trying to get on the same page that by the time we actually do get on the same page and start moving forward, both of us are drained. Cup is empty.
Staying with a man hoping that he's going to change one day is one of the worst things you can do for yourself. If there is a part of you, your intuition, that has told you, this really isn't for me. He's not the perfect man for me, but I just believe in him. I feel like he's going to eventually become the person I want him to be. No. Girl, you will be waiting forever because you have to assume that he will never change. You have to accept him for who he is. Once you get to a certain age, a certain place in your life, we're pretty much going to stay the same. And if you don't appreciate him, accept him for who he is, that is not the person for you. You can never change a man. I repeat, you can never change a man. I don't care how much love you have to give. He has to want to change for himself. It won't be because of you.
Hey She Risers, welcome back to the channel. It's Jaslyn. Well, before we get into today's video, I just want to say to all my subscribers, I appreciate you all. For my non-subscribers, I appreciate you for watching, but I really appreciate if you just hit that subscribe button for me. It would help me out so much, and it's free. So yeah, thank you again. Now, into today's video. All right, ladies, listen up. We've all heard it before that if I just love him enough, that he'll change. But let me tell you, truthfully, no matter how much love you pour into that man, no matter how much you bend over backwards and you give everything you have, giving your heart and your soul, all of that, if he's not ready or willing to change, he won't. You can't heal someone who's not ready to face themselves. And as painful as that sounds and can be, it's the truth. All right, let's get into these videos. After we'll talk more, let's get into it.
A lot of times we hear on social media that a man will change for the right woman. And I don't believe that. I feel like a lot of good women get done wrong because us as men don't deal with the trauma from our childhood. We don't deal with the trauma from our past relationships. We don't outgrow the mindset that was instilled in us, or a majority of us, when we were younger. A man will change when he's ready to become a good man. Because even when I look at our relationship, you have always been the right woman. You have always been a good woman. But in the beginning, I was blinded by my immaturity that I couldn't see everything that you brought to the table. And it wasn't until I was ready to become a better man, until I was ready to change my way of thinking, that I saw you for the woman that you are. So it's not that men will change for the right woman. It's when a man is ready to become the right man, then he will make the changes. Because there are a lot of men who missed out on good women because they wasn't mature enough to recognize what that woman brought to the table.
That fourth text message at midnight is not going to stop him from being a loser. At the end of the day, if you're dating someone with shitty character, bad morals, they're going to be shitty and have bad morals no matter what you do. You cannot be kinder, be better, be hotter, be more fun, or like convince them to not be a loser. Like, if they're gonna be shitty, if they're gonna cheat, if they're gonna be shady, they're gonna do it no matter how great you are. This is why you see literal like Victoria's Secret models and the most beautiful women in the world getting constantly cheated on by dudes that are losers. It's because it's just who they are. It's not about who you are. It's not about who the girl is. You can't be amazing enough to change someone's like moral compass and who they are. So instead of focusing on avoiding situations like that with someone, focus on avoiding people like that, because people like that just don't change. Follow me for more videos and tips like this. I love you guys. Bye.
You can fix and change a lot in your life, including how you love, how much work you put into a relationship, the effort you're going to be able to make to be understanding and compassionate. But ain't no motherfucking way you just going to be able to change no narcissist. No amount of effort you're willing to give, no amount of change you try to get them to make, therapy you want them to go to, AA meetings, couples counseling, nothing will make them change. The interesting thing is, not only do they resist, they are opposed to the idea that it will work. I mean, in their mind, they made it this far by being exactly the way they've always been. Not even caring that their mean ass spirit causes so much pain in the lives of everyone else in their life. But see, narcs live with that level of plausible deniability that an empathetic individual will never fucking understand. It's like a level 5 hurricane leaving behind a path of destruction and just moving on to the next state over. So don't think that you have something that their parents, their brothers, their sisters, their friends, their extended family, the therapist, the coach, kids don't have. So do yourself a favor, just run.
To a narcissist, everything is transactional. Being in a relationship with the narcissist is like playing a game of chess. They're moving the pieces and they see you as one of those pieces that's expendable. And either you're going to help them to meet whatever objective that they have, or you're going to get in the way and you need to be taken off the board. There's no amount of love. There's no amount of patience. There's no amount of grace. There's no amount of benevolence. There's no amount of long suffering. There's no amount of anything that you can give them to heal their heart and mind. In fact, they view it as a weakness. And so the only thing that they can do is call on the one person that they refuse to call on. The narcissist is basically trapped in a maze of distorted mirrors that they constructed lie by lie. There's nothing you can do to pull them out of that. They have to do that themselves.
I don't know if you know this or you're just in denial, but you will never be able to make an abuser happy. You will never be able to satisfy someone who is abusive because their expectations are unrealistic and they are operating from an abusive mindset. You probably feel like you have to walk on eggshells because you don't know what you can say that won't provoke him to become violent or emotionally abusive. You probably feel like there's nothing that you can do right, and that's on purpose. You probably feel like that if you love him enough, then he would see that you love him and he would just change and be this knight in shining armor. That's not how it works. He uses your vulnerability against you.
You loving them more isn't going to change them. Like, it isn't going to make them a better person. It's not going to make them give you more. It's not going to make them love you back. It's not going to make them realize finally how great and amazing you are. It's just going to make you miserable. It's going to break your heart. It's going to make you continue to wish that this person would be there, and you're just giving and pouring out. I need you to realize that you are not meant to just pour out into a place that never pours back. You're not meant to continue to give into something that just never reciprocates it, because the intentions might be good and the desire might be great, but the reality is what it is. You are not being fed. And if you continue to pour into a place that is dry, you'll continue to empty yourself until you hate you too.
A woman can't change a man because she loves him. A man will change himself because he loves her. And in reality, because he loves himself enough to also want to be better. Be better for him, be better for her, be better for the relationship.
Baby girl, if you can't change the man you are with, then change the man you are with. That's the only changing you need to be doing. If this man by himself is not motivated to do better, and those habitual things that's part of his true character is destroying you in the process, your job ain't to change that man. Your job is to change that man to another one that can provide, can protect, another one that can embrace the fullness of you without you having to cry and be broken in the process. Change the man. Quit trying to change that man, though. It's different if we talking about things that are not your non-negotiable, things that is not making you cry inside the relationship. If we talking about little things that, yes, you can be patient with the improvement on. We talking about stuff like cheating, bro. We're talking about something like lack of communication skills. These are things that are fundamental things about his character that, honestly, if it were me, I wouldn't take up the task to try to endure the process of changing.
Yes, gotta keep it real, ladies. A man will only change if he wants to. And that's not on you. You are not his therapist and you are not his mother. It's not your job to carry his emotional baggage or make excuses for his behaviors. We all got to stop thinking we can fix someone with our love. Truthfully, we are not his rehab, okay? If he's showing you who he is and it doesn't sit right with you, like Maya Angelou says, believe him the first time. You deserve a man who's already doing the work, not one who's making you feel like loving him is a full-time job, okay? Real love, real change comes from within. It comes from a man deciding that he wants to be better for himself and not just for you. So don't sit here thinking that if you're patient enough or the ride or die mentality long enough, he'll magically become who you need him to be. No, don't do that. You'll be wasting your energy and so much time. So love yourself enough to walk away from that mindset. You're just wasting your time on a man that they're not ready to be. Keep your heart open for a man who already values you and respects himself enough to put in that work. We're not fixing broken men anymore, sis, or trying to fix broken men anymore. We're now walking in our worth. Thanks for watching, She Risers. Make sure if you're watching that you're subscribed if you haven't already. I'm celebrating. Let's keep growing and rising together. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.